the traits like A for autonomy. And like I said, higher autonomy is people like you and me. We want to be in control of our destiny. Lower autonomy means more of a team player, more selfless, doesn't mind being told what to do, right? So low A actually is great. Something interesting though is you have to think about the trait that you want for a particular position in the company, right? So if you are managing someone, most often I would argue you probably want them to be low A versus high A, because managing someone like yourself is hard. You have to be good at it, and you have to really know how to work with someone who's high A. Whereas if someone's just naturally compliant, naturally a team player, that's going to be great. But here's where it gets complicated, because what if we're hiring a position that, let's say I'm their boss, but let's say they're the boss of 10 people. Now, do we want them to be low A or high A? Right? You kind of have to make that decision. If they're low A, they'll be a good employee to you, but are they going to be a good boss to those 10 other people? So you got to really sit down and think about this. And so I'm kind of skipping ahead, but towards the end of the workshop, we were actually getting into the brass tacks of, okay, we've got 19 typified traits, and within those traits, there's all of these different nuances. Let's think about exactly for which position we want which archetype. So for community managers, we want a certain profile with certain A and a certain social ability and a certain conformity. And so the next few months, our plan is just to go step by step throughout all the positions in the company, of which there are maybe 20, and create an ideal profile for each position. And that way, whenever we go out and hire for that position, it's actually just such a beautiful process. First step, obviously, is you got to create a job description that describes exactly what that person does. Once you have that job description, then you complete something called a C job, which is in Culture Index online software, where you basically fill out a survey, not about yourself, but about what you think the ideal person traits needs to have for that role. So you fill out that C job for that role, and then it comes back and tells you, okay, this is what we think the ideal profile is. Then you can tweak it, you can make adjustments, and you can test it over time. And then finally, based on those traits, we write a job description.